Hello and welcome to another Player 2 Quick Play video. My name is Ken and today I will be playing Brigador. This game came out recently, independent developer, came out probably about 3 or 4 weeks ago, and it's a fairly basic game. What you can see here, I'm moving my mouse cursor around, you see that I've got a mech. It's a third-person isometric view shooter. I think that's probably the easiest, best way to describe it. If you're familiar with games like Desert Strike or MechWarrior 3050 on the old Sega Genesis, that's probably what that's what you should be expecting. You move your mech forward and back. Left and right changes the orientation of your legs. The mouse changes where you're aiming, your upper torso. You have, if you look at my top left hand corner, you'll see that I have a couple of weapons. I've got smoke, that's my middle mouse button. My left mouse button controls my main weapon, which is a cannon, and my right mouse button controls my machine gun. And what we've got to do in this particular mission is to kill 4 targets. You'll see at the top middle there, and to the top right over there, 4 targets marked out on the map. That gives us a sense of where they are. And you can see over here that there are a couple of targets as well, a couple of 4 soldiers and 2 tanks back there. If we look down this way, we can see another few soldiers and another few tanks over there. So we've got to go around this cityscape, killing and destroying soldiers, enemy mechs, enemy tanks. We can wreck the city. That's part of the appeal of this particular game. We will have lots of destruction and mayhem. Well, another thing you'll see, I'm going to press my space button. I can do stops. Alright, let's see if I can take out some of these targets. As you can see, the upper torso and lower torso and lower torso operate independently. Oh, my aim is terrible. Oh. All right, this is one of the targets. Oh, I've attracted the attention of the forces to the north. For the reload there. I've got a health bar as well to my top left hand corner. I'm picking up a couple of orbs there. A couple of health orbs, you can see me loading up. So, alright. Let's find out who else to shoot around here. Oh, I missed. Aww. I shot that statue right in the middle of the road twice. So you'll see that my main cannon obviously has a firing rate. A slower firing rate. Oh, it just seems like I seem to be walking into the wall there. Alright. I took care of a couple of... You see in my top right hand corner, I have a few objectives as well. I've already destroyed 2. Oh yeah, look at that. I'm gonna lob some smoke grenades. That way they won't see me coming. Oh, more mechs coming. This game requires quite a good level of precision because, as you can see, each weapon has a firing arc. And it fires to where your mouse is pointing. So if you happen to be just pointing past that particular... See, that's what happened there. If you just happen to be pointing past that point, past your target, there's a very high chance you're going to miss. So being able to both manage your accuracy whilst also managing the movement of your mech, it's quite a challenge, really. Okay. Alright, there seems to be another mech, another tank over there, but it's hidden behind a couple of walls, so I won't be able to... I will not be able to shoot through it, but what I could do... Oh, let's try it again. I'm stomping and destroying walls. Yeah, that's what I can do. Lots of destructible terrain in this game. Lots and lots of destructible terrain. Near everything can be destroyed, shot down. I am currently playing the campaign, which has predetermined vehicles, and the vehicles also have predetermined loadouts. If you were playing freelance, and we'll take a look at that later, you will see that we can actually have a bit of a choice in terms of how we customize our mechs. Okay, let's go over here. I need to load up. I am running low on my main cannon. I've got 10 rounds now. 12, 14, 16, 18. There we go. Very good. I was saying how this game is full of destruction. Let me show you. That there is a gas station. There we go. I love doing that. I love blowing up gas stations. And sometimes what buildings are going to get in the way, you can just walk through them. After a while, of course. You can just crash into them and make a path. Like I said, there are a lot of destructible terrain around this game. In fact, I'd say almost everything is destroyable. Even these ammo depots are destructible, and you get I think you get a bit of a bonus once you destroy them as well. So there we go. Oh, those are the two remaining targets that I need to destroy. Gonna blow some smoke there. The music is pretty good as well, as you can hear. There we go. Mission is complete. I've destroyed all of my primary targets. If I wanted to earn some more cash, I could go and destroy more of the stuff, including depots, substations, all that sort of stuff. Okay, but let's find the quickest way to the exit now. Let's go. Exit, yeah. And then we'll try a different mission. Look at a couple other weapons. There are some very cool weapons in this game. Let's see. Accept. Alright, let's see. Let's do that mission again, because there is a weapon I want to show everybody. The Zeus Railgun. That's right. Now this particular weapon, it's got slightly different. You see that I'm piloting a tank now. It's got a few other different weapons. I've got a main, that's my railgun as a main, and a machine gun as for my turret. It's actually not, it's not really a main gun, it's more of a sort of a laser shotgun blast type thing. But my middle mouse button is active camo. See, I'm cloaked, and my spacebar is a charge. But the thing I like about this weapon, check this out. Railgun. It is powerful. One more shot. I'm gonna cloak and get out of here. Ooh. Charge! Look at that. Yeah, I love the railgun. Okay. So it seems on... Yeah, railgun. 2 tanks in a row. Ooh, missed. It might seem like this game is pretty straightforward, and it is. I mean, on the surface level, it's quite straightforward. You've got a tank, you've got enemies, you've got destructible terrain, you've got lots of weapons. But there's quite a lot to manage here. You've got your weapons, then you've got to manage, you know, the firing rates of different weapons. You're trying to manage the enemies as well. If you're not careful or if you're too gung-ho, you're gonna start getting into lots of trouble, because they're gonna start chasing you and there'll be alarms and you've got to manage the movement of your weapon, of your vehicle, because you know your turret and upper torso, you know, rotates differently from your lower half of your vehicle. So you know, you could be pointing one way and aiming another way, and if you get lost in the mayhem of the battle, you're gonna be running into a wall and wondering, how come I'm not moving? But it turns out you were pointing the wrong way the entire time. Alright, that's enough of this particular mission. I am going to resign, because there is one weapon that I like very much. Loadout. This is a very silly vehicle. It's multiple cars stacked on top of other cars. But it's got one of my favorite weapons. Let's see if I can lob it here. Oops, it didn't really work. Let's try that again. Yeah, it's just wrecking stuff. It's essentially launching canisters of acid gas, and anything that drives through that is going to get destroyed. And it's ridiculous how effective it is. It's actually quite ridiculous how powerful it is. Let's see. Look at that. And they are gone. Just lob them into a group of enemies and you're gonna come out on top. This weapon is ridiculous. The vehicle itself is a little bit ridiculous as well. But like I was saying, this game seems simple on the surface, but there's so many things to manage. You've got to manage your ammo, you've got to know where the ammo depots are, just, you know, if you ever run out. There's ammo management, firing rates. You got to be mindful of your surroundings and of the terrain around you, so you don't want to be caught unaware. You don't want to be caught in the middle of a mob. You know, that's bad news for everybody. Different vehicles have different turn radiuses and speeds. I almost feel guilty doing that to those guys. This group of civilians get caught up in gas. Oh, that sounds terrible now that I've said it out loud. Alright, in this particular target I am trying to destroy houses. And that's wrecked. They're all gone again. I love this weapon. We're going to quit out of that one because that gives you a fairly quick sense of what the game is about. Isometric shooter, mechs, tanks, weapons, lots of enemies, almost a syndicate / cyberpunkish feel to the cities. If you were playing campaign, you have a whole bunch of missions. I haven't done that many yet. If you were doing freelance, you have a number of missions that you can do, and you can pick. You can pick your vehicles. Look at that. Whether you want mechs or tanks. You can pick your weapons. Let's pick the basic mech. You've got different weapons. Look at that. You can pick EMP grenades and smoke and camouflage and all sorts of things, you know. So it's pretty great. Lots of options for you to pick from, lots of replay value. The game gets really tough if you're not paying attention to what you're doing, so you really got to pay attention to your, like I've said before, to your ammunition, to your weapons, or to your movement, to enemies. That was another gas station. I knew that was there, that's why. We have a review of this particular game up on the site right now, so if you're interested in reading that, seeing what what the crew at staff at Player 2 have to say about it, you know, more than welcome to take a look at the review. So remember, check out player2.net.au. Until then, my name is Ken, and this is Brigador.